Welcome back to Soccer Saturday pre-match on one of the most eagerly anticipated weekends of the season. There are 18 FA Cup third round ties to look forward to today, with 3 non-league sides still dreaming of glory. Brentford, they're flying high in the Premier League, and it's thanks to an incredible start Keith Andrews has made to management. 5 wins from the last 6 games has taken them to 5th in the Premier League, and they travel to Sheffield Wednesday today in the third round.
Firstly, a very broad question. How are you enjoying your first season as Brentford head coach so far?
I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it's flown really. The period of time from when I was appointed, planning pre-season, transfer window, games. Obviously, there's been a lot, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I love being here, and I'm very, very privileged to be in this position.
And you took over from Thomas Frank, of course, who was a huge figure here. How challenging was it for you to step into those shoes?
I think it was always going to be a challenge. I felt that last season, because Thomas got linked with a couple of moves in the previous summer, and I remember thinking and maybe discussing it with a couple of friends around, whoever takes over from Thomas is going to have a very, very difficult job on their hands. And I think you could say that about most managers that have been at a club for a prolonged period of time, because unfortunately in this day and age managers aren't at clubs for a prolonged period of time because of the nature of the business at times, which is unfortunate. Whoever took over from Thomas was always going to have a tough job, so I was really aware of that. But having been in the building for a year, knowing what makes it tick, the habits of the club, the habits of the players, staff, I think was invaluable in terms of what I knew worked and how I would like to progress things over time, not straight away. I think, in my opinion, too many coaches go in and make it more about themselves rather than about mainly the players, really, because that's ultimately what it's about.
And that's kind of something that you paid a lot of attention to, was it, to keep the culture but then make incremental tweaks to get them playing your style of play? Yeah,
pretty much in a nutshell. I think you've got to find a way of getting results with the players at your disposal. I think we did that at the start. We ground out results. We've been able to evolve the way we've played, I suppose, and we're becoming a little bit more versatile in how we've played over the weeks and months that we've worked together. Some things are right from the off and non-negotiable. Habits, the respect, the humility that we have, certain things in the game, how hard we work, that they were from day dot. But yeah, like I said, I think we've nudged it in a right way over the months.
And after the departures of Brian and Bremo and Johan Visser as well, how proud are you of the club and the team for redefining themselves so quickly?
Really proud of everybody, because in the main I think we've dealt with this next chapter in a very mature way, in a very spirited way. We just ooze a togetherness. I think when you look at other football clubs and environments, when you don't have that connection and respect amongst each other, and again I go back to the word humility about where we are, where we've come from, and where we want to stay. You can't take it for granted. So during those early few weeks and months, it was imperative that they were at the forefront of our minds and lips every single day to be able to build and grow and develop as a team.
And it seems like quite a big feature of this club. They get rid of big important individuals but then come back next season even stronger. What does that say about the club?
Well run. Leadership is top draw. Make decisions based on the medium long-term future of the football club. A lot of common sense, a lot of good people, really. I don't think it's rocket science, I must say. I think it's just good decisions made in the right way, talked through, clean line from the owner down through the director of football, technical director, head coach, head of performance, etc. It's a pretty clean process, and always done in a way where I think we're pretty much on the same page most of the time, which helps when we're not starting, polar ends of a spectrum apart from each other.
And I think you've surprised quite a few pundits, quite a few fans with where you are in the league at the moment and the way you're playing. Have you surprised yourself a little bit at how successful it's been so quickly?
Yeah, I said when I took over with the group of players that were in front of me, the biggest thing I was excited about was working with them, because I felt there was ability within the squad and that we hadn't seen yet. I felt there was growth for individuals because of the age profile, because of their characteristics of wanting to improve. So that excited me a lot. And I think we've seen that. I think we've given them environment over the last few months to be able to develop, grow as the individual within the group. And then from that, I think you start adding all the pieces to the jigsaw about what we do with the ball, what we do without it, all the bits around the game, and then the collective way we play. I think it's just grown really, and I think from that the team has developed really, really well.
And looking ahead to Saturday, the third round of the FA Cup, in your opinion, what makes that competition so special?
I'm a huge traditionalist. I have a huge respect for the pyramid. I think it's special. I think it's unique. I think it's what makes the English game so very, very special. I've experienced a lot of it. I came to England in 1996 as a 15-year-old boy. I grew up watching the FA Cup, loving it and the magic around it. So it's a special competition that I'm really looking forward to playing in.
And for a club like Brentford, with maybe not the financial might of your Manchester Cities and your Liverpools, how do you balance the ambition of a cup run with maintaining the form in the Premier League?
I think we've got a squad to be able to balance that out. We did it pretty well in the League Cup. Certainly the early couple of rounds where you're still early in the season and you're building fitness, physical levels. Had to reward players that hadn't been playing in the league fixtures in and around those games, that would have been aggrieved that they didn't get enough minutes. So we'll try and strike the balance between how we play, who we play, the minutes they play for. But it's a game we want to win, and it's a game we want to push to go far.
And a quick word on your opposition, Sheffield Wednesday, one of the most historic clubs in the English ladder, obviously going through a really difficult time at the moment. Do you sympathise with them and sympathise with their fans?
Yeah, I sympathise with them a lot, because you're right, it is a huge football club. I loved going to both Sheffield clubs when I was a player, early stages of my career. I remember going up to Sheffield, staying there, and it just oozes football fans' passion, both sides of the city. The privilege of working at Sheffield United for a period, well aware of the history between the two clubs, and obviously the history of Sheffield Wednesday, recent history around the struggles they've had with the ownership, and the fans been in a lot of pain around those circumstances. But they've got a serious fan base, and it'll be a special place to play for us on Saturday.
Now, Wolves take on League Two Shrewsbury this afternoon in their FA Cup third round tie, looking to extend their unbeaten run to 4 games across all competitions. Our reporter Anton Tului is there braving the weather in the Midlands for us. Well done, Anton. Look, it's going to be really tough conditions. There's no doubt about that out there today, isn't it?